Whoa, 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 whoa. What? The French Rejuvenated Revolutionary Syndicate just declared war on us in 1938? A whole army is arriving. It's like 500,000 men. French nationalists reclaim the metropole. Yugoslavia's in the Entente. That puts the UK at war with Germany? Wait, so now I'm going to be at war with Germany. Hello guys, welcome back to Kaiserrdux. You know, there's one path that I haven't played yet in this mod that I really wanted to do, and that is playing the French national state and reclaiming France. And in this video, we're going to be doing a lot more than just reclaiming France, I'll tell you that. Now, this is the last major country that I've yet to play in Kaiserreich, and it's got some really fun paths. All of them involve taking back the mainland, of course, which is currently occupied by syndicalist scum. Now, being exiled to our former colonies doesn't exactly put us in the best position when it comes to industry and manpower, not to mention the native population aren't too happy about it. However, if anything, it makes them more motivated to help us get our mainland back. Our army is less than 100k, which is a problem. We do have... You know what, our navy isn't horrible. I don't mind our navy, hey. While I'm setting up the country, I want to tell you guys about some subscriber goals that I've set. At 70k subscribers, I'm going to play the Soviet Union in the Cold War The Iron Curtain mod from 1949 to the year 2000. That is over 50 years of gameplay. And then at 80k subscribers, I will play the United States of America in the New Order. At 90k, I'm doing an Australia World Conquest, and for 100k, I will attempt a mega campaign. Can you imagine the title for the mega campaign? I spent 1,000 years as whatever country. So please subscribe and let's get back to it. All right, let's go. The situation of the French Republic. Yeah, you can kind of tell by looking at the map. Anyway, it turns out if we don't keep our resistance under 60, our colonies in Southwest Africa are going to revolt. Okay, so resistance is actually quite an important mechanic in this one then. However, we are already part of a faction, the Entente with the United Kingdom. And just like us, the United Kingdom has also been exiled, but to Canada, so even further away. In terms of our military strategy, we have a decision to make. Charles de Gaulle is in favour for armour and speed, like Blitzkrieg, while another guy advocates for a strong navy and air force. Well, de Gaulle is right. It's 1936, so... However, if we don't have a good naval force, we're never going to be able to get to the metropole in the first place. So I made a bit of a compromise. Armor, division, attack, and defense. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be trying to make armor. That's good. That's all good. I guess we could use, like, what's that? Amphibious armor? Yeah, we can make that. It's fine. Amphibious armor it is. We'll compensate. Anyway, we have this general who's increasingly growing paranoid about being killed in Algeria. He's convinced people are after him, and I have the option to either send him on leave or just tell him not to worry about it. We're going to ignore it. I'm sure there are rumors that are always circulating. We're just going to ignore it. He'll be fine. Nope, turns out he wasn't fine, and he did indeed die. Oh my god, he died. He died. He actually died. Okay. Shocking news has reached the nation today. Last night, the retired general was found dead, having been stabbed repeatedly and left to bleed out in the gutter. Currently, we do not know who the murderer is, but we can either just blame it on minorities, use it for political gain, or conduct a proper investigation into who actually killed him. Let's dig deeper, I suppose. Let's see who's actually behind this. I should probably organize, like, the army between different things. Like, these guys are suppression units. Like, I didn't even want to fight with them, to be honest. Mountaineer? Do we really need Mountaineers? I'd rather save all of my Special Forces cap for Marines. Turns out, he was killed by members of the fascist party Action Française. This is undoubtedly going to decrease support for the fascists in our country. It wasn't the Jews and it wasn't the Arabs. Our leader, Philippe Pétain, the World War I general, has been pretty shocked by all of this news, especially also there's rampant corruption going on. He needs the backing of a certain political party. I choose the ones that are in favour of the Republic. I think we're going to maintain the basis of the Republic. Anyway, back to that guy who died. We now know the motive behind his killing. The guy who killed him was unhappy with the fascist party because they didn't want to violently seize power. So he tried to radicalize the right further by killing a general and then blaming it on minorities and Arabs, etc. However, after it's proved it was him, he had now fled to Romania. Stability. So we have a Republican candidate and we remove Shimmering Dissent. Cool, so what tree does that open up? This one here, a unity government. Oh, industrialize the colonies. Look at that, 4 civs. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to start building military factories straight away because we get a ton of civilian factories in the focus tree, and we're going to need a lot of factories if we're going to produce enough amphibious tanks to invade. Oh, I can get off civilian. I can go early mob, and then we can build stuff faster. Beautiful. The Socialist Republic of Italy decided to make my job easier and not even be socialist anymore. They left the Third International. Meanwhile, our current president is forming a coalition to overthrow our military junta. And when I say overthrow, it's like consensual. And we got social liberals and social democrats joining the coalition. There we go. So what did that do? Got rid of widespread protests. Oh, that's actually convenient timing. got rid of the widespread protests as soon as the coalition was formed. Pétain to double down on his support. Loose command. Actually, I don't mind that. Oh, we can go free trade. I will go ahead and do free trade. Things are looking pretty up for us right now, but I'm going to be going to war a lot sooner than you would expect. Anyway, I got to choose our economic policy, and we could either go with a market liberal guy or some guy who's like basically a socialist. My god, if this guy loves social policy so much, why doesn't he go live in bloody France right now? We're doing this market liberalism. I don't care about the bonuses. We'll never be these guys. Alright, phase 4 of the Sahara construction. I've been building this railway through the decisions tab with different phases across the Sahara Desert. I imagine our country's a bit disjointed when it exists on both sides of the Sahara Desert. There's the American Civil War. Fun. As much as I'd love to help in these civil wars, I cannot be bothered, and it's not like my divisions are going to make any difference whatsoever. I also desperately need to buy fuel. I need to train my navy so I have the best possible chance of winning naval battles so I can ensure I can land on the beaches of southern France. Also, because the French population here is pretty limited, I really need to have colonial conscription, but if I push them too far, they're going to rebel against me more. A moderate set of requirements, I think. It's got to be done. I made a deal with the native population guys. It was a great deal. If they help us get back to France, we'll leave them alone in Africa for good. They get independence. Iberian army is marching west. Yo, we have a Russian empire? This is pretty good for me because this weakens Russia, and we're technically fighting on the side of Germany, so, well, it weakens Russia, assuming that they don't unify quickly. Anyway, I sorted out all of my chief of staff, trying to get as many bonuses I could for special forces and naval landings. My air force also consists of naval bombers because I really want to make sure that I have dominance in the sea. If I don't, I'm cooked. I know it's strange to just be making this many military factories, but it works, okay? I trust, it works. Army experience gain, let's get that. I want to gain as much as we can because we need to make a lot of changes to our army. The division widths are too small. And Switzerland recognizes the Commune. Oh, there's the Italian Civil War. Anyway, I just started making my amphibious tanks, expecting to be able to use them in 1939. But there would be a change of plan because the communist France decides that they need to strike first. Army core territory, attack and defense. You think that would be useful? I might do logistics though, because we don't core this right now. We might not core it until after. Look at their flag, by the way. What is this? Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? The French Rejuvenated Revolutionary Syndicate just declared war on us in 1938? They really think they could finish us off, huh? Well, they have another thing coming. It also turns out France has a stronger navy than me and they're getting supremacy. However though, with my experienced navy, as soon as I entered a battle with them, I would win. But during that time, the island of Corsica was left undefended and now was under syndicalist control. But I was able to respond to try and save Sardinia. I wasn't going to lose that one too. They also managed to land on my coast, but they didn't get a port, so it's okay. So for now, I'm on my own until Germany invades. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll see it. We're going to re-get these guys over here and crush that again. It's fine. We're winning the naval battle and we'll start our own naval invasions when Germany starts fighting, so... However, before Germany declares war, my goal is just defend my coast and get supremacy. Now, of course, the United Kingdom and Canada is my ally, and I think they should get their navy over here as well. Oh, so much of our navy has sunk, but so many of that... That's a defeat, though. But we did sink their pride of the fleet. In my books, that is a win, so I'm fairly sure that I'm winning the naval war. It did take me a while to realize that I'm out of fuel, though, so that's probably why I'm struggling a little bit, but once I got the fuel going again, I was fine. We will not allow Sardinia to capitulate. I'll invest 100 political power into this one. We have a lot of it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to increase war economy and then go extensive conscription. Our navy has shrunk to a third of its size, but at least we have supremacy and uncontested supremacy, that is. With that out the way, I could try and focus on taking back Corsica, but I really just want to prepare a naval landing against France. And of course, I'm not going to do it until Germany invades. I'm not willing to face the full force of the syndicalist army. Oh, just went down 2 doctrines. Heck yeah. There it is, the Second World Krieg. Alright. Germany finally enters on our side. And there's Russia. Yeah. Let's hope Germany does well. The looming war. Yep, to the looming war. It's kind of like here. With the entrance of Germany into the war, the garrison in Corsica weakened and I was able to take back the island. This would serve as the perfect launching platform into the southern of France with its close proximity. Then there was the Halifax Conference to determine our willingness to work with Germany. They're like, you must renounce your claims to Alsace-Lorraine. And I was like, yeah, sure, we agree. Again, I am lying. There we go, we'll cooperate. Hey, we got military access. All right. Germans and I cooperating. With the help of my new amphibious tank divisions, I crossed over into Corsica and crushed the French that were there. I wasted no time into preparing an invasion into Marseille and Toulon, and so next year the reclamation of France would begin. Unfortunately, one of my not-so-bright allies decided to invade with a very small army first, which is a problem because now the Syndicalists are going to gather more of an army in the south of France before I invade. I think we can go. They're not even killing this guy. I'm gonna just go. I think it'd be fine. I guess you could call that a little recon invasion because now I wanted to get my invasion going before more divisions came. I need ship. I need this. And then I forgot about these military factories. Damn it. Oh, there's so much to do. You never have enough time to do everything. The invasion landed with the amphibious tank successfully, and I began spreading out as quick as possible. I'm also at war with what was the Socialist Italy on my eastern front there, which was actually not too bad because I was able to capitulate them from behind. Install military presence in province, yes. Immobilize loyal... Oh, look at this. We get 2 loyalist units. That's amazing. The best thing about invading your own country is that you actually get some units that rise up with you. You know what this reminds me of? I feel like Napoleon when he came back from Corsica exile and he just started getting like an army as he marched through France. That's what it feels like right now. A whole army is arriving. It's like 500,000 men. Secure control there. Very quickly I found myself occupying all of southern France and on my way to the north. Obviously they had to take some units off the German front, so Germany was pretty quickly pushing through too. Resistance to our homecoming. Who's resisting? The Italian Confederation finally capitulated, and I was actually able to grab like a tiny little bit of land south of Switzerland. Actually connected. Funnily enough, that's actually connected to our land. Soon enough, Paris was encircled. Unfortunately, I was not the one to take it. The Germans had control of Paris. Could not believe the Syndicalists would let the Germans have it over me. That's outrageous. Come on. Fall of Paris. No! Why is it gone to... Okay, you know what? We'll get it in a peace deal. It's fine. The rest of France fell really quickly, so I started preparing an invasion across the Channel into the Union of Britain. I am in an alliance with Canada after all, so if one of us is going to get our country back, the other one has to as well. Fortunately, we got supremacy in the Channel as well, and I began my invasion into the south of England. And this should be the end of the International, right? Yeah, it's just Britain. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Alright, cool. In the peace deal, of course, I took all of my land, and I stole the navy of the Syndicalists. I have so many points. I can just take Chile. Maybe that would be good. With my excess points, I ended up taking Chile and then half of Mexico. Liberation. Oh, yeah, we got it. All right. After much bloodshed and turmoil, the metropole is finally back in our hands. After so much hellish war, we have at last freed our brothers and sisters who have for too long lived under socialist tyranny, and Paris is ours once again. We have won the war, but now it falls with us to win the peace. We get cause. A lot of socialist support, that's expected. Post-war devastation. Oh dear. French nationalists reclaim the metropole. Sorry about that. Canada's cut ties in the monarchy. They had enough of them. They've been here long enough. Now, of course, we got a bunch of protests across our country because of the radical government change. But instead of crushing these protests, much like the Syndicalists would have done, I let them happen and they fizzled out. I think the protests will fizzle out in time. I'm not going to crush them. It's kind of the opposite of what... Well, that's kind of what we were fighting against. Also, all of the socialist sympathizers that were part of the previous government, I did not put in prison or kill. I gave them a fair trial, etc., etc. We'll let off the lesser offenders. They realize they're actually allowed to protest, and they're like, hang on. Whoa, wait, we're allowed to wait. Anyway, this next period will be me rebuilding the country, especially with the inevitable war against Germany. Remember, Germany are still fighting Russia, so if we can get to them sooner, it would be better. Not like fascists. But no, I mean, we are going to claim Alsace-Lorraine. I mean, we just are. Now that we have a competitive industry, I was able to actually make really good divisions, including flame tanks and etc. But of course, building up a stockpile of this equipment is going to take some time. That's fine. Cool. Alright, now I got my flame tanks. I can add them onto here, Light Flame Tank Company. Now that we're back in control of our country, I think it's time that we expand our borders, probably reclaiming Alsace-Lorraine, because I'm not rescinding my claims on that. I'm not doing that. Now, I'm not actually at peace yet. I'm still at war with, like, Brazil, and I would like to be at peace for once before I invade Germany, so I go and invade Brazil. We have so many forts here. I might as well finish the construction. While I was invading Brazil, I was also trying to modernize a lot of my equipment by researching a lot of the higher level stuff. Also, I got access to the facilities now, so I can actually start researching like land warfare, air warfare, and naval warfare, like proper technology. Clean up corruption and a government consensus. Now we have enough submarines. I'm gonna cut back on the submarine production and more on the cruiser. And I also probably should start making like some battleships. Post-war devastation, by the way, is still 5 lines of civilian factories. They need to be so much harsher with that. We've been exiled for years. There's no way our economy should be as strong as it is. Alright, adjust the devastation. Rebuild the industry. It's negative 17% consumer goods. Hey, there we go. There goes Brazil. Alright, I guess we could take some land. Between me and Canada, I just let Canada have the Amazon while I actually took the good parts of Brazil. I'm happy forfeiting the rest. I've got like the best land. Okay, and then I can take the Navy, and I've won the peace, alright? Oh my god, it's Papa Doc. Papa Doc is in Kaiserrdux. Yo, he's gonna be part of my Dictator series. I can play him in Kaiserreich. That's good to know. That is very good to know. Francois Duvalier. Every dictator that I don't have to play in the Cold War mod. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Guys, the voodoo magic is keeping him alive somehow. I don't know, maybe he knows something we don't. Unfortunately, Germany has signed a peace deal with Russia in which they won the war, so now they're just at war with Japan, meaning I would probably face the full force of the mainland German army. Finally, a socialist resistance is fizzling out, so that modifier is going away. And soon enough, me and the United Kingdom are going to take on Germany. They're kind of like... they're not that strong. Look at the Reichspakt. I mean, they have Africa and Indonesia, etc. There's going to be all these fronts, but tell you what, they're not that strong. Lastly, I upgraded some of my airplanes before I invaded Germany. Oh wait, we're at war with the Pacific States of America? How? Why? Well, I wasn't, but the UK have managed to convince the rest of the Entente to join the war against the Pacific States. Which is a bit dumb because the other side that they're fighting against are the syndicalists. You'd think you'd want to invade them. So in protest, I refuse to join the war completely, alright? They can go fight it themselves. The state should not kill its own citizens. Yeah, I'm not reading that, but we're not doing that. I'm not killing my own citizens. Helicopter. Let's start making some helicopters. I've got apparently 2,000 of them in my stockpile. I don't even know how that happened. Maybe these guys could get like helicopter. Oh my god, there's helicopter logistics, isn't there? Which is actually pretty useful, especially when fighting in Africa, to really help out with supply. Anyway, then something unexpected happened. What's this? We got lag. We got a lot of lag. What just happened? Oh. Some stuff. Wait, whoa, what? Whoa! Yugoslavia's in the Entente. That puts the UK at war with Germany? Wait, so now I'm going to be at war with Germany. We're to defend Yugoslavia. Oh my days. Yugoslavia causes yet another war, apparently. Well, technically the First World War was started by a Bosnian. Okay. Germany. I mean, I guess we don't get a chance to declare war on them through our focus tree, so we'll just join the war. With the advent of our declaring war on Germany, apparently it was a good time to hold a presidential election. And I saw the name Louis Napoleon, and I'm like, I gotta choose him. Napoleon. I'm sorry, he just won the election just by that, like that, immediately. Oh, Louis Napoleon Bonaparte, there we go. They want us to go to war with Ukraine? Why are we going to war with Ukraine? What if I just join wars? Canadian-German war, that would just put me at war with... yeah, that'll just put me at war with, I think that's the Reichspakt. There we go, alright. We're officially at war with the Reichspakt. Immediately, I got into a naval battle and sunk both the Swedish and the German Pride of the Fleet, which is a carrier, by the way, so I'm already doing really well. Then, on the front line, I started advancing at a pretty rapid pace. Wasn't long before I pulled off some encirclements and advanced into actual Germany. There's 14 divisions here we need to encircle, like right now. Good. Here comes Berlin. Fall of Berlin, there we go. I found this surprisingly easy, to be honest, pushing into Germany like this. I don't know where their army's gone, or did I encircle them all? I don't know. They're gone, apparently. Should we continue the war? The German governments collapsed and fled to Africa, assuming control over their former colonies. No, I wanted to crush all of Germany, which meant removing the Reichspakt remnants from Africa as well. So even though mainland Germany capitulated, a lot of them were in Africa. Oh, we capitulated them. Alright, I know I'm taking so much, you don't understand. I've got all the war score. Because I did everything. We're still at war with Middle Africa and the Third Mexican Empire. Okay. Reichspakt remnants. We're still at war with the Reichspakt remnants. That's fine. Now for the decisions regarding what I wanted to do with Germany, I moved the border up to the Rhine and then liberated a German protectorate of independence. No, we'll do the military occupation. There we go. German protectorate. Oh, look at that flag. That's nice. It's not over though. I still have to take out Africa. And to be fair, this is going to make for such a cool looking colonial empire. Alright, my amphibious tanks should be able to cross this. Now, we've got these loose ends decisions. Alright, Denmark. I also, with the fall of Germany, have control over Lithuania, Belarus, Denmark, and now I'm invading Sweden, so I got some pretty interesting borders with those. I have defeated Germany and got them as my protectorate. I'm invading Finland. Who else am I invading? Romania. I'm not invading them, though. Oh yeah, I'm also invading Africa. I gotta finish off the rest of Germany and Africa. Now, we're gonna do this new elections. It will determine the future of France, apparently, so... We're getting so many elections, I don't even know what all of them are changing. One of them changed from Pétain to Bonaparte, and now we're going to change the other guy, I think. Anyway, the Africa campaign is actually a pain in the ass. I have no supply despite having transport logistic helicopters. So I just started spamming railroads and infrastructure. Alright, new election, so I can do the right, the center left, or I could go Action France. I just went center right again because I opened up a new tree with the same guy that took France again. But there's like no war goals or anything. It's just economic stuff. Okay, so that is the same guy. Cool. It's the same dude. Yeah, to be fair, he would get elected again. I mean, he did kind of like take France from Algeria to the metropole and then some. I'm sick of my bloody army making front lines against Liberia. I'm sick of it. It's annoying. We've got military access. Why is my army creating a fucking push? Now we have supply. There we go. Oh, no. We have a peace deal. Liberia has suddenly got all of this. Well, as soon as I have supply to push, Liberia decides to do that. What even is this game? Better yet, half my army is encircled now, but in between whatever that country is and Liberia. So, I may have just made Liberia disappear. Look, it's their fault. I don't know. The game is being stupid, and it's fine. And we'll slowly take Middle Africa. Yo, what the heck? Czechoslovakia has managed to get Budapest. That's hilarious. You're about to witness the strongest Czechoslovakia I've ever seen. Not only do they take Budapest, but they actually defeat the Austrian faction. Damn, look at the co-prosperity sphere. The Republic of China. And you got Japan, legation cities. Anyway, I think the invasion was getting to me into Middle Africa. I started yelling at my microphone. What is this, man? Fuck me. Off. At this point, I had been playing for quite a while, so I definitely needed a break. Capitulated to that war in Czech. Oh my god, Czechoslovakia might win. No way. Progress was being made on the African front, but unfortunately, the major of the faction is split into 3 different areas, like Central African Republic, Angola, and then like where Mozambique is. So, like, actually win the war, I have to take the whole thing, which is incredibly annoying. But it's actually worth it, okay? Because you're about to see the coolest looking colonial empire. And now I've only just started the focus post-Syndicalist boom, which is insane because I felt like I've already had a boom, but nope, it's going to be even bigger, apparently. I feel like Hoi 4 in general just rewards military conquests too much. Like, there's no economic debuffs, right? Like, after you win a war, you have a lot of debt to repay. The war economy slows down. The economy starts going into a nosedive. And the only reason some countries are able to avoid it is if they force the losers to pay a bunch of reparations. In which case, I didn't do in this mod, so I really shouldn't have that much of an industry, but here we are, I do. Request the return of the French Caribbean. Let's see what they say. That's the British as well, by the way. Who own that? Yeah. They do return it. Long R War. Damn, China's destroying us. Damn, China and Japan are destroying us. I don't think I'm at war with Japan, actually. I don't really want to go to that war. I don't have anywhere to even, like, put my troops anyway. So, I mean, I could fight in India, but I'm good. While Africa was being dealt with, I got this event about the path to Greater France. Path to Greater France. Oh, here we go. We've just come out of a long phase of reconstruction of our beautiful country following our victory of the vile communards and ensuring liberation. This event is supposed to fire before I invade Germany, but since they're already gone, it didn't really do much. But you know what? We're still going to do what Napoleon did and invade a lot of countries. We will have our place in the sun. I will do that. Let's integrate all this. However, we did get a follow-up event questioning whether we should stay in the Entente, and of course, I left that faction. A major question arises, what about our alliance with the British? Some say that their interests conflict with ours. No, we'll just leave the Entente. There we go. There we go. I'm still fighting for my colonies over here, though. A new focus tree unlocked. The one on the right didn't, which is unfortunate, because that's the one like directly linked to Napoleon, even though we got Napoleon in power. Anyway, the center one unlocked, which allowed us to go to war with Britain. Also, the one on the left gave us cores in like all of a greater France. Alright, Ungrand France. Annex Bourgogne, Flanders, Wallonia, and Flanders. That should be bypassed. Yeah, we got cores and all this. They gotta be so close. They're barely over 50%. This is starting to piss me off. Yeah, I was just letting the Entente push into it at this point. I stopped caring, alright? I've been at war with this for way too long. How is it not capitulate? Oh, it's so close. 98. Oh my god. Yes, alright. Time to get some land. Fortunately, I had the most war score, so I was able to annex pretty much all of it. Look at this map we're about to see. Oh, that is a... Oh, that colonial empire. Oh. Then somehow Cuba landed in Madagascar, so I had to go defend that. Which that's, I mean, what? We also got a war goal to take the western part of Switzerland, so I invaded them real quick. And there goes Switzerland. With that out the way, I had a war goal on Italy because I needed Piedmont. And this one was going to be a lot harder than I anticipated. Alright, let's declare war on Italy. I won't call allies, I don't need to. They immediately started breaking through my line and was pushing into the south of France. Why are they so fast? And at this point, my army is only like 1 million men strong, so I definitely overestimated it. Fortunately, I have a lot of excess equipment and manpower, so I deployed as many divisions as I could. Mobilize, mobilize, mobilize. It's like that one scene from that one movie I do not know the name of. I'm talking about the movie Waterloo. It's free on YouTube. He's like, train the recruits on the march, and he's like, no, you can't. And he's like, no, impossible. We didn't even industrialize that land there. It's fine. I've encircled them in the south. I'm encircling them here. This is okay. Anyway, with the deployment of the new divisions, I was able to contain the Italian advancement to just the south of France. All part of the plan, mate. Nah, look at this, because then we can pull off this encirclement, and that's all part of the plan. There's a reason we're playing Napoleonic France, and that's because of my military genius in this game. That's why I've chosen to play Napoleon France, because I'm just... My military genius is just so good. Me when I hire bro as defense minister because he plays Hoi 4. Okay, it's 1946. Normally this would be around the end of a campaign, but no, we have a lot to do. Who are our allies? I think this area. We still actually have a lot to do though, and a lot of enemies, like Italy. For some reason, we're at war with Romania. Don't know how that happened. There's this Cairo axis that's strong. Don't get me started on the co-prosperity sphere. I need to just worry about Italy. I feel like maybe I should bring my navy. With the new year came a new plan. I was not going to be lazy. I was going to bring my navy down and naval invade into Rome. Alright, once these guys are all done in Cuba... Sorry, in Madagascar, fighting against the Cubans. Once these guys are all done, I will send them over to invade Italy, probably. We'll go from here, just because it's easier, into, like, Livorno. Okay, not into Rome, I lied, but we got there pretty quickly. I also gave up on trying to reclaim all of Madagascar. I don't know, they're entrenched in there like the Vietnamese. I can't do it. So I put some militia over there while I got the actual amphibious tanks in Corsica. Look at that, wow. We've been cut off here. I've also got to the point where I've got too many civilian factories. Like, I don't know what to do with them all. I don't think I could build a single thing that would help me anymore, so I've just ignored it. I launched the invasion, and of course I landed relatively unopposed. At the same time, they had to take divisions away from the main front, so I was able to push there too. I would take some... Maybe I should... We don't have a port here anymore? Oh my god. It was all good though, because I managed to pull off an encirclement around where they encircled me. We're encircled, but then inside this is another encirclement. So they've encircled what I have encircled. We're encircled, but then I encircled. Shut up, man. Play the game. And just like that, sooner or later, Italy fell apart. There we go. Alright. Nice. That was not a clean war, but it was a war. I think I will get my cores of here. What about here? That's a core. And then nothing else is cored. Okay, well of course I have to annex everything anyway. Why do I even... Well, I kind of dissolved Italy into a bunch of different states, but for some reason, I kept more than what I asked for. I got not only my cause, but all of, like, northern Italy. Oh, Spain-Portugal war? So Spain is now at war with this inter-Commonwealth faction. They're going to beat Portugal, but then they're probably going to get invaded. America is still stuck in it. I don't even know what. It's spread to it's spread to the north now. Canada. It should just be called the North American Civil War at this point. I mean, now in terms of our next target, I do have war goals on Indochina, including Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. However, I'd rather fight the Entente, or the former Entente first, and then also Russia. I think this colonial empire that I've made for France here is actually pretty accurate to what they wanted in the Scramble for Africa. I'm pretty sure that they wanted something like this, that looks like this. Of course, they didn't get it because, you know, not everyone gets what they want. But, oh, you Sudan. Yo, look at this. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's like kind of similar. Maybe I should try and fight Britain now. Okay, yep, we're just found Sussex. Why not? It's completely normal. We have a claim over Sussex. It's actually French, believe it or not. Alright, our war goal is finished for the United Kingdom. Let's just go. No point waiting around. Let's invade. Unfortunately, it would not just be Britain I have to knock out. Canada is also a major, so once I fully invade Britain, I have to go to Canada. Oh, more elections. Yo, we're going. This is the most radical we can go, so here we go. We're now national populace. Yeah, the only way I could justify going to war this many times is if we have a radical party in power, so, I mean, I might as well just do it. I then got an event where they want to release Algeria, like, for independence, like, rewarding them. I think I mentioned that I would lie. Yeah, I did say I would give them independence. Yeah, I'm not doing that. By now, I was wondering, how the hell am I going to invade Canada? I can't really get to Iceland. Am I at war with them? I don't know. I don't want to go to Iceland. But I noticed that I have a tiny little island off the coast of Newfoundland? No, that's not Newfoundland. I don't know what it's called, that other place in Canada, but there. Oh, I never research late game. I always get tired of it. There's nothing left. Like, I mean, there's stuff left, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't need to do any of this. I mean, I could improve my light tanks. You know, I've been playing single player for so long, and sometimes it's just kind of repetitive with the AI just being pretty bad. I really want to get into playing multiplayer, because I feel like if I'm versing someone in multiplayer who's actually competent, but not like hyper meta, but like competent within actually like port garrisons, etc., it could be a lot more fun. Because, like, I don't need to do any more research to improve my equipment. I know the AI isn't that good, but if it was a multiplayer game, my opponent would obviously be researching as best as they could to beat my equipment, so then I'd have to keep researching as well. It just makes it so much more competitive. Leave a like if you want to see me play multiplayer, because that could be something different. Although I would have to upgrade my internet. The Australian internet has got to be like one of the worst in the world. Full of Algeria. Oh my god, Portugal. It's fine. It's fine. We're going to capitulate Canada. We'll get that back. After landing, I made my way across to the other side of Canada where Vancouver is until they finally capitulated and we got the peace deal. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. There's the British one, but we haven't done Canada yet. Okay, so it's just going to give me this. That's fine. They're about to capitulate either way. And there it is. All right, there's the rest. For the peace deal, I was able to annex South Africa, all of the British Isles. I let Spain annex Portugal, and I was also able to get the eastern half of Canada, including Quebec, which is nice. And then China got the other half of Canada. I don't know why South Africa wasn't included in this peace deal. I did annex them, though. Oh, we could divide it. I think I want to do this, though. That's nice. That's Great Britain. Fate of Angola. Hey, they've arrived. All right, start pouring into South Africa. On vit flotter après l'avoir vaincu, notre étendard. Oh, yep, there goes South Africa, okay. I have all of the score in that, so I'm going to annex that all, thank you. I can go down this now. I can go down the Action France path. Fate of Botswana. I don't like how I've occupied that, it doesn't look very nice, so I am going to form the state of Botswana there. That looks a lot better. It seems like in America, the syndicalists are coming back from the dead. I remember earlier they were on the brink of death. So yeah, I'm impressed, but they're going to still lose to me eventually. Also, there's a syndicalist country on our border, Spain. Well, it's now Iberia. I got to go invade that. And I get Catalonia for free. Well, not for free, but it's a core, so I get it. Spain was actually quite difficult considering I don't have a very big border with them since there's a lot of impassable terrain. So in the meantime, I also invaded Mexico. I'm like speedrunning telling you what's happened because this video is getting really long, but it was a really long campaign, so I mean, yeah. Fate of Mexico. Liberate Mexico under a friendly government. There you go. It's the Socialist Republic of Iberia. That's like he's strong, man. This isn't just Spain. I just realized it's the Socialist Republic of Iberia. See, now this is Iberia. It will be interesting to see with the peace deal. Can I have like can I puppet Iberia, or will I have to do Spain and then Portugal? Because I would love to be able to just now be like create an Iberian, you know, friendly government, which would be so cool. All right, fate of Spain. I can't do Iberia. All right. Hand them over to the Cartalists. Restore the control of the Bourbons. There you go. Oh, okay. You got like a... There it is. Alright. That's it. I'm fighting Russia. Heck yeah. Now, this is going to be my last conquest, except I'm going to invade Russia and America at the same time. I could also attack the Cairo Axis, but I couldn't get the justification in time. Like, it was going to take like 500 days to justify while I was justifying on both America and Russia at the same time. There we go. Justification is finished on America and now Russia. I will declare war next year. Let's to declare war on America here. I called allies. Why allies not come in? For some reason, my puppet states weren't joining. It's just a pain. I had to go into like the war thing manually and press call on each individual country. Oh my god. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Surely I can liberate these guys here. Please. Oh yeah. Now, America was actually really easy. They fell apart pretty much immediately as soon as I started invading from both Canada and Mexico. But Russia, that was the hard one. Unlike Napoleon, we will not fail in Russia, okay? We will take Moscow and beyond. And there's America. Cool. Now, New England are probably going to try and take some land over here, so I'll start over here. Okay, the fate of America. Wait, okay. Really? This is what happens? With America out the way, I could then bring my whole army over to Russia, to which then they stood no chance. Okay, my red army is here, and now we're pushing so much better. Referendum on the status of the French Republic. This was a surprising late game event, but it actually allowed us to restore the monarchy. And at this point, I was just like, you know what? I'ma just do that anyway. So we installed the monarchy under like Louis the 16th or something. Wrong democratic traditions. No, we want to do this one. What does McMahon Avenged even mean? It's a flag for the restoration. A flag for the rest. We're becoming monarchist. Oh wow. Oh, Henry the Sixth. It's a new guy. Or let us honor the late King Louis the 16th by using the flag used during the last years of his reign. I want this one. This one looks good. The fork. This one. Yeah, that looks nice. Never mind. It wasn't King Louis the 16th. I just remembered that specific line for some reason. I didn't even choose that decision, so I don't know why I remembered that. And yeah, I've got so much of Russia. They should capitulate soon. All of the war score? Yep, I have all of it. I will annex it all. Okay, I can't do it all at once. That's annoying. For some reason, a Russian republic was liberated instead of it being like a monarchy or something. Considering, you know, we are a monarchy now. Now, I could go on to fight the Cairo Axis in Japan, but no, it's 1951. I would do it. You guys know I'd win anyway, alright? Wait. The Pacific States of America joined the Co-Prosperity Sphere. Weren't they my puppet? If I was encouraged to go on, I'd probably fight the Co-Prosperity Sphere over the Pacific States joining Japan like that. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see those subscriber goals, and I'll see you guys in the next one.